What's worse than an abortion on Father's Day? A Tuesday without a game review. What's worse than 3 abortions? Actually having 2. What's up guys, it's the Gamebro coming back to you with another awesome shooter on the Sega Genesis. It's Steel Empire. Now shooters on the Genesis are a dime a dozen, but you've had a dozen dimes, so it's time for something different. A total change of pace from the likes of Musha and Grindstormer, Steel Empire takes on a steampunk vibe in the late 19th century where all life's problems can be solved by what, you ask? Fucking steam engines. X took your kid? Steam engine. Your mom's fucking insane? Steam engine. Poor taste in men and you only go out with guys that look like shit to silence your own insecurities and jealousy that anyone with half a brain would leave your ass for in a heartbeat? God, it must suck to be a mirror in your place. Steel Empire is a horizontally scrolling, single-player-only shooter developed by Hop B and published by Flying Edge, released in Japan March 13th, 1992, and in North America in May of the same year. It would even get a Game Boy Advance port in 2004 and a 3DS one in 2014. As celebrated a shooter as it is, I see it more as a rail and bale that requires way too much foreplay, but let's give peace a chance with the fucking plot. The war for the Steel Empire has begun. Motorhead Skyfleet commences bombardment. How would you like some bombardment of Silverhead? The train's Colossus cannon pounds the ass of all defenses. Freedom is surrounded. Slavery's making a comeback, and General Styron's goal of world domination looks imminent unless you, you asshole, take the fight to the Motorhead scumbags and show them what freedom tastes like across 7 stages. Steel Empire offers 2 crafts, a fast one and a fat one. The plane is the typical 6-inch dildo for getting in and out of tight spaces with moderate firepower and armor, while the larger Zeppelin is a fist down to the elbow and killed 35 people in New Jersey. No real problems with the controls here. They're pretty tight, pretty crisp, like you expect most Lehigh Valley women who've had a few kids sewed up to be. Weapons and power-ups feature a 20-level system that every 3 power-ups collected makes the weapon rise 1 level. Upgrades include wider firing patterns and drones to aid in fire and taking care of them peasant enemies upon contact. The most important feature to get used to is the ability to fire in both directions as the enemies come at you front and rear like rush hour traffic between Shainersville and Airport Road. You get a lightning screen clearing bomb as well as a life bar instead of a one-hit kill with pickups for health and instant respawning after death. Fuck yeah! You even get to switch your aircrafts between stages. Visually, Steel Empire doesn't really offer any groundbreaking effects. It sucks to dick, swallows if you ask, and throws you a towel when you're done. When the screen fills up, there's some slowdown, but it's tolerable. Smaller enemies can become problematic later in the game, forcing you to burn your bombs, and the mid-bosses are more of a pain in the ass than the actual stage bosses. The bosses aren't really anything special. They're big, somewhat repetitive, and like fucking a fat chick, you're gonna forget about them when you're bodying something hotter. Don't ask me why I know. I was desperate once. Not like now when I'm rolling in it. The level variety changes it up, and is quite original and different. You get a nice mix of sky, space, underground, bizarre insertions, plus the trains. It wouldn't be my first choice of theming, but it does separate itself from the flooded 16-bit crowd. It's not the most difficult game in the world, but does offer a challenge towards the back end. My only real issue with Steel Empire is to play through. It takes about 50 minutes to 1cc this bitch. Twice what it should, as the game really drags on at times, especially in some boss battles. You don't waste that much time in a booty call, do you? Kissing and shit after you're done? No, you fucking hit the auto start on your car right before you're about to finish. Boom, on to the next one. Same with the soundtrack. It's not bad, but you'll forget about it when you're done and hear something better. Finding this in the wild has become a little more difficult, but it'd be like finding a decent 7 at the bar on a Saturday way before last call. It's not my favorite for the console, but it's a must to own and play. It's not a bad pick up and play. As I said, it does tend to drag on, taking a bit to get going, but has better replay value with the 2 playable crafts. It was released to mixed reception in the States, but in Japan reached a cult-like status with its different approach. Value for a complete copy hasn't yet reached an unobtainable level, coming in right at the Ben Franklin barrier, with loose copies about half of that. No real segue here, but seeing as I'm getting back on my feet, this seems very appropriate. Steel Empire is like the perfect rebound chick. You're coming off some shit and just need a good piece of ass to flatten while you recover. She's different, she's hot, she checks all the boxes of what I normally would look for, but Steel Empire isn't a 1 in a million, she's a dime a dozen. Still a dime, but what do you put in the parking meter to fuck someone better? And maybe that's my problem. I don't appreciate the change it takes to make $1, I just stuff it in the G-string of the next one. Anyway guys, hope you liked the vid. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that fucking bell button for them notifications. Remember to get your abortion card punched on the way out. Remember to cheat on your games, not your girls. I've been the Gamebro, and I am out.